The seal of Orichalcos has some rare prints.
Like this one that shows the loser will lose their soul.
The card also appears in 36 episodes of Duel Monsters.
Yusei is the only protagonist that doesn't have his ace monster from the first episode.
Yusaku is the only protagonist that never competed in a tournament.
The 7 Barian Emperors are named after stars.
Specifically the stars that make up the Big Dipper constellation.
The Duelist Kingdom prize money changes.
It was originally 3 million yen,
which was about $27,000 at the time.
They changed this in the English dub and English manga.
In the dub, the prize was $3 million, and in the manga, it was $200,000.
In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Pegasus lists his top 3 duelists.
His list has Yugi as number 1. Kaiba second, and Joey third.
34 different animation directors worked on Duel Monsters.
From a total of 9 different animation studios.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga has 343 chapters.
Crow was originally supposed to be a dark signer,
but he wasn't due to the success of the Blackwing cards.
Trudge appears in several Yu-Gi-Oh! series.
He didn't appear in GX, but was listed as a disappearing resident of Domino City.
It's also worth mentioning he was in Season 0.
So he's been there right from the beginning. Astro makes 23 observations in Zexal.
There are 2 cards that have had 7 changes.
These cards are to inherit the Behemoth and Necro Valley.
An early idea for Kaiba was to have him inherit a gaming company.
And would continuously challenge Yugi to new games.
The Shadow Lark type has a tuner but no synchros.
The type with the most monsters is Warrior.
In the dub of Duel Monsters, there are card replacements.
This shows characters like mine and Arcana holding God cards.
Dark Magician appears 54 times in Duel Monsters.
And Blue Eyes White Dragon appears 36 times.
Millennium Shield was originally described as a Millennium item.
However, this was later changed to be more accurate.
5Ds was the first series with no ritual monsters.
Yusei is the only protagonist with an ace monster that isn't light or dark attribute.
Yuma Shark and Kite's number cards are all connected.
The style of the way numbers are written show number 39 is number 62 upside down.
And if you add these together, it makes 101.
Which is Shark's buried number silent honora.
There is a card called Everyone's King with no level.
It shows Jacket Lass and also has no attribute.
It's also the only human type monster.
However, this card unsurprisingly cannot be used in a duel.
Another card which can't be used in a duel is Get Your Game On.
This card can double the attack of Elemental Hero and Neo-Spatian monsters.
And was a prize card for the 2007 World Championship.
Yuma and Kite have a 5-year age gap.
This is the biggest age gap between a protagonist and rival, with Yuma being 13 and Kite being 18.
Yusei starts his series older than any other protagonist.
At the start of 5Ds, he is 18 years old.
The Heractic archetype is based on Egyptian motifs and gods.
Exodia has been limited since the first Forbidden List.
They should probably call him Exodia the Limited One.
The anime versions of cards don't have text.
This is because it would be classed as an advertisement for the real cards,
which wasn't allowed under American broadcasting laws.
There are 2 fusion monsters with no fusion materials.
These monsters are Neo-Spatian Marine Dolphin and Twinkle Moss.
In Season 3, Episode 46, Kaiba talks to Mokuba.
He talks about building a theme park called Kaiba Land.
However, this makes no sense because he wasn't adopted by Gozaburo Kaiba yet.
It's time for a trivia round.
What was the first fusion monster summoned in Duel Monsters?
Was it A, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon?
Or maybe B, Gaia the Dragon Champion?
Or C, Thousand Dragon?
The correct answer is B.
Monsters are summoned in face-up defense position a lot.
From Duel Monsters to Sexual, it was completely normal.
This guy got burned.
And many people suffered the losses of penalty games.
This is what made Dark Yugi the king of games in the original manga.
He would challenge people to games that would harm or kill them.
In the Arc 5 manga, Yuzu is Yuya's mother.
Pegasus killed Bandit Keys in the Duel Monsters manga.
His hand was turned into a gun and then he shot himself.
Before becoming a duelist, my Valentine worked in a casino.
Yugi and Joey's name combined makes Yujo.
which is the Japanese word for friendship.
The card with the longest flavor text is sushi.
Kagemusha of the Blue Flame and Kagemusha of the Six Samurai are the same person.
Kagemusha of the Blue Flame was the first card played in Duel Monsters.
In the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexal, Astral's body is covered by a white glow.
And in this scene, the animators made a mistake.
The white glow stays on screen when the camera shifts to number 6.
At the end of Battle City, Joey and Yugi duel for Red Eyes.
It is an off-screen duel, but the winner was Joy.
We can assume this because Joey has Red Eyes in his next duel against Rex.
Dungeon Dice Monsters was a real game.
Imagine a world where that became more popular than Yu-Gi-Oh!
In the Duel Monsters manga, there are more than 4 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Kaiba stops collecting them because he can only use 3 copies.
In the Duel Monsters manga, Marik cuts his father's inscription off his back and then gives it to Odeon.
Kazuki Takahashi made a card based on his Shiba.
This is an English version of a card with a Japanese name.
This translates to Diamond Dragon.
The spell card Darkness Approaches was changed from its original effect.
This is because it allowed monsters to be in face-down attack position.
Some normal monsters kind of have effects.
Like Summon Skull, which states it's always treated as an Archfiend card.
100 Eyes Dragon was once a Red Eyes monster.
This was because of a hyphen which later got removed.
The longest gap without a new card type was 6 years.
This was between 2002 and 2008.
The last card type released before Synchros in 2008 was Ritual Monsters.
Bakura's role was reduced in Duel Monsters because the director didn't like him.
Marik only won 3 duels in Duel Monsters.
And Bakura only won once in Duel Monsters.
Kaiba only technically lost to one character other than Yugi.
And that was Pegasus.
Kaiba brought out briefcases of cards several times.
He does this a total of 5 times in Duel Monsters.
The first monster Yugi summons is Blackland Fire Dragon.
And he never summons it again.
Yuma Tsukumo is technically a number card. Number is 0 Utopic Sexal.
The background of non-spellcasting area is Dark Hole.
The counter trap counter originally couldn't counter traps.
This is because counter wasn't a counter trap.
Crow had a younger brother in the 5Ds manga.
And Sora had a younger sister in the Arc 5 manga.
Obelisk the Tormentor is the first dark card to appear in both the anime and manga.
Dark Magician appears on 20 cards other than itself.
Yuma has a bedroom which he never sleeps in.
This is because his parents' old things are in the attic.
So that's where he sleeps to feel closer to them.
Alright, so you made it this far, but let's see if you can answer this.
Someone once brought an extremely large deck to a tournament.
This resulted in a 60-card limit being set.
How many cards were in that deck at the tournament?
Leave your answers in the comments.